Hello everyone, welcome back to the HSC Coach. Today we are going to understand duties of a safety officer in 2026. This session is very important for exams, interviews and real site work. Remember one thing clearly. A safety officer is not only a person who writes reports. A safety officer is a professional who identify hazards, control risks and protects human life. Now let us understand each duty one by one in detail. So, the first and most important duty is daily site safety walk. Every working day, a safety officer must walk through the entire site. This walk is done before or during work activities. During site walk, the safety officer checks housekeeping, access roads, walkways, lighting, barricading, signage, and ongoing work. For example, if materials are scattered on the floor, it can cause slips or trips. If an excavation is open without barricading, it can cause a fall. If any unsafe condition is found, the safety officer must immediately take actions. This may include stopping work, correcting the conditions, or informing supervisors. This duty helps prevent accidents before they occur. The next duty is toolbox talk and ship briefings. Toolbox talk are short safety meetings conducted before starting work. The purpose is to explain job related hazards and safety precautions. For example, if workers are doing welding today, the safety officer explains fire hazards, PP, and fire prevention measures. If work at height is planned, fall hazards and harness uses are explained. Toolbox talk should be simple and interactive. Workers should be encouraged to ask questions. Attendance signatures are important, but understanding is more important. Now let us understand permit to work verifications. Certain high-risk jobs require permit to work. This includes hot work at height, confined space entry, excavations, and electrical work. The safety officer must verify that the permit is properly issued and controls are implemented. For example, for hot work, fire extinguishers must be available and gas testing must be done. For confined space, oxygen level must be checked and a standby person must be present. A permit is not a paper, it is a safety control system. Next duty is PPE compliance. PPE means personal protective equipment. Examples include helmet, safety shoes, gloves, goggles, face shield, harness, and respirator. The safety officer ensures that correct PPE is worn by all workers. Also, PPE must be in good conditions. For example, a broken helmet or torn gloves do not provide protections. Wearing PPE incorrectly is the same as not wearing PPE. This duty protects workers from injuries. Now we discuss unsafe act and unsafe conditions control. An unsafe act is when a worker behaves unsafely. For example, climbing without harness or operating a machinery without authorizations. That is unsafe act. Now let's talk about the unsafe conditions. Unsafe conditions is a dangerous situations. For example, exposed electrical wires or slippery floors. The safety officers observe work activities and corrects unsafe acts and conditions immediately. Correction should be done politely and professionally. The aim is safety improvement, not punishment. The next is incident and near miss handling. An incident is an accident that causes injury or damage. A near miss is an event that could have caused injury but did not. When an incident occurs, the safety officer ensures first aid and medical support. The area is secure to prevent further harm. Then the safety officer investigates the incident. This includes collecting facts, talking to witness, and identifying root causes. Near misses are very important because they warn us before a major accident happens. The next duty is contractor safety management. Contractors often work alongside company employees. They may have different safety standards. The safety officer conducts safety inductions for contractors and explains site rules. Training certificates and work permits are verified. Contractor work is monitored daily. If unsafe practices are observed, work is stopped. Safety responsibilities applies to everyone on site. Now let us understand equipment and machinery checks. The safety officer inspects machinery such as cranes, forklifts, hoists, grinders, welding machines and power tools. Check include valid certificates, safety guards, proper earthing, color coding and authorized operators. For example, a forklift without inspection sticker should not be operated. Unsafe equipment can cause serious accidents. Next duty is work at height monitoring. Work at height includes scaffolding, ladders, rooftops, and elevated platforms. The safety officer checks scaffold stability, guardrails, toe boards, access ladders, and harness anchorage. Workers must wear full body harness and connect to lifelines. Falls from height are one of the leading causes of fatal accidents. Now we discuss emergency preparedness on site. The safety officer ensures fire extinguishers are available and valid. Emergency exits must be clear and marked. First aid boxes should be stocked and trained first aiders should be present. Mock drills are conducted so workers know how to respond during emergencies. Preparedness saves lives. Next duty is safety documentations and records. The safety officer maintains inspection reports, training records, permits, incident reports, and safety meeting minutes. These records are important for legal compliance and audits. Documentation supports continuous improvement. Now we move to coordinations with supervisors and engineers. Safety officers work closely with supervisors and engineers. Before starting critical work, safety requirements are discussed. Safe methods of work are planned together. Safety is effective only when everyone works as a team. Next duty is site level safety training. Safety officer conduct short training sessions on topics like PPE, fire safety, manual handling, electrical safety, and hazard identification. Training should be practical and easy to understand. Regular training improves safety awareness. Now let us discuss environmental and housekeeping control. Safety officers monitor waste disposal, oil spills, dust, noise, and pollutions. Good housekeeping prevents slip, trips, and falls. Environmental protections is part of safety responsibility. Next duty is weather and site condition assessment. Extreme heat, rain, wind, or fog can increase risks. The safety officer assesses conditions and recommends control measures. In some cases, work may be stopped for safety reasons. Next is safety performance reporting. The safety officer prepares weekly and monthly reports. This includes man hours work, accidents, near misses, and observations. Management uses these reports to improve safety systems. Now let us understand legal compliance support. The safety officer ensures compliance with safety laws and regulations. Statutory certificates, license, and records must be updated. During inspections, safety officers support management. Next duty is worker engagement and counseling. Workers are encouraged to report hazards. Unsafe behavior is corrected through counseling, not fear. Good communications build a strong safety culture. The final duty is continuous improvement. Safety officers review incidents, audits, and feedback to improve safety measures. Learning from mistakes helps prevent future accidents. Safety is a continuous process. To conclude, the role of a safety officer in 2026 is practical, responsible, and people focused. A safety officer protects life, property, and environment. This role requires knowledge, observations, communications, and commitment. This understanding will help you in exams, interviews, and real site work. Thank you, and we will continue learning more in the next session.